The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Kia ora, this is Toby Manhire, here to urge you to tune in to Gone by Lunchtime, a podcast with me, Annabelle Lee Mather and Ben Thomas, tackling the world of New Zealand politics, from policy to polling, from scandal to psychodrama. Listen to Gone by Lunchtime, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network, wherever good pods are sold.
I need to go to the toilet.
Oh.
It's fine, it's fine. We'll just keep going. It's good energy. It's good energy.
Okay. Kia ora e homa. Welcome along to The Real Pod. Just Janie, me and Alex Casey this week. Hi, Alex.
Just the two of us, you and I. Because Duncan had to go
week.
where?
To a meeting.
To a meeting. It's like a kids' show.
Last week it was just me and Duncan, and this week it's just me and you. It was very nearly dangerously just going to be you, actually. Because I'm not too well. Well, you gave me your sickness via the internet.
Oh, I told you to not open that email, Jane. Now you've got a virus. But not COVID, right?
Not COVID, just to be clear. I was having a little coughing fit there. Just to be clear, I got tested. I had a lovely testing experience. There was no queue, which actually is probably not a good sign because we need to keep testing levels up.
Yes.
But I did go kind of first thingish. No queue. Got the old mate up the nose. And very gentle, my lady. She's a very gentle lady. Yeah.
Did you cry, like weep with the thing up the nose?
I had a little sneeze, but I'll tell you a secret, Alex. I think I put it on. I don't think I needed to sneeze. I think I had the beginnings of a need to sneeze, and then I think I kind of was performative and put it on.
Right, yeah.
Which is not a good thing to do because that's unnecessarily expelling bits of me insides outside.
Was this onto the nurse's sort of hand and face?
No, this is after she's taken the swab and she's moved away. Because when you say it's a bit tickly up there, and often it will prompt a sneeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just did the single tear. I didn't do any sneezing. The nurse did say, she's like, I could have been up there for 20. Which I was like, cool compliment.
What, minutes?
I hope just seconds.
But what does she even mean by that?
Because, she count down from 10.
Yeah, is she saying, though, you've got, like, amazing stamina? I reckon I could have been up there for 20. Is that what she's
exactly
saying?
What she's saying.
Or is she saying, you're so weak, look at you, you're crying after just 10 seconds. I could have been up there for 20. Imagine what you'd be like then.
Nah, I think she was trying to boost me up. Maybe because she could tell I was weak and vulnerable. But she could have been. I don't mind the test. I actually quite like the way it feels. Honest opinion.
I don't mind. I mean, I've had 2 tests in total. One last lockdown, one this lockdown, and both been entirely pleasant experiences. So, and my jab was fine too. So all round, COVID for me, and the testing and administering of medical staff has been okay.
Mm.
Don't be scared.
I loved my jab experience as well. And my nurse was called Alex. And that was like a good 30 seconds of banter, Yeah. You and Alexandra, all of that. It was good to get out, Good to get out there.
It is good to get out. That is actually the only time I've been out for the last 3 or 4 days.
Jane!
You'll be not surprised to know. Anyway, let's get into some actual real news.
Let's do it.
Let's get into the real news. Alexandra, are you in Alexandra?
I am in Alexandra.
You had an interview with OMG Ness, a.k.a. Vanessa Goodson, winner of the Apprentice Aotearoa for 2021, also a COVID sufferer who is in managed isolation.
She is in quarantine. I think she might be on the way out now, but it was
hang on. Can you just clarify what you mean by that?
Out of quarantine.
Okay.
Getting out.
Not on the way out.
No. She's
okay.
She's recovered. But she had been posting on her Instagram that she was heading in. You know, she had someone in her bubble tested positive, and they made the decision to go in as a family, kind of assuming they were all going to get it. And she was very candid and open about the experience. It was fascinating hearing, you know, the insights into how it all happens. You get the call in the morning and you're in by 4. She packed 8 Guess monogram bags of luggage. She brought her everything, her ring light. She brought all her sponsored stuff in with her. She
forgot one key thing though, didn't she?
She forgot the air fryer. Oh, and the balloons. She forgot her air fryer. She forgot her balloon kits. So she tried to order an air fryer to her room, and they banned her because they were like, this is a fire hazard. And then she made a case, and she pled to the authorities that she really wanted to have a steak, and they let her have an air fryer in her room. It's just classic Ness, classic hustler.
It is.
She was in really good spirits. She had her fake eyelashes on for the Zoom. She had her nails. And, it was just cool to, I guess, hear someone who was interested in demystifying what that whole thing is like, because it does look very scary, and it is something that a lot of people are facing right now. And it was awesome. Yeah.
I want to know, in my situation, if I were, because, you know, as soon as you get a tickle in the throat or something and you're like, could it be COVID? And your next thought is like, okay, how would we do in MIQ? And being across a split bubble where there are 2 parents who no longer live together, would we get in a adjoining room with a door, or would we be all made to stay in the same room? Or how would that work? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I have no idea.
I feel like adjoining room with a
works.
door, depending on how amicable the parents are, the co-parents, I think that's the best solution. I want to be able to just shove my kids through the door and be like, your turn.
Yeah, true. Or like some kind of, what's that thing they have in old-timey hotels, like a dumb waiter? You could put the kids in there and just send them down. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's lots of complicated weird things. Also people who, your pets, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So they do make allowances for pets, right? Like they encourage you to find someone, friends or family, to take on the pet. And then if they can't, then they'll help out somehow. But I want to know the finer details of this sort of stuff, like who picks up the pet? Is there some sort of contactless exchange of pet? Do you go and tie your dog out to the street, the lamppost outside, and then the person comes along and contactlessly picks up the dog? What about if they don't? There's a lot of details. There
are a lot of details. I would love, if I was going in, I'd love to just take Lincoln with me. You know, he would hate it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He'd just be under the bed the whole time, but that's all he does anyway. So
would you take Joe as well, or just Link?
I guess I'd probably take Joe.
Yeah, that's a loaded question at this end of the lockdown, isn't it?
But no, it was great. It was great talking to Ness. She also said she'd come up with some new business ideas. She wants to do fashion masks. And I was like, I don't know about the copyright on that, but all good. She's like, I want to do a Louis mask. And I was like, okay. She's always on the grind, and not even the Rona, as she says, can keep her down. So shout out.
I mean, I do think that what you want to do is find a gap in the market, and I feel like there's a lot of people making masks at the moment. So she needs to find a point of difference there.
What if the mask is for mental health, Jane?
I mean,
have you ever thought about that?
Divine. I hadn't. Love it. Okay, anyway, if you want to read the full story, go ahead. It's on thespinoff.co.nz. We haven't even mentioned the corny pin that you need to go buy off our website. Go and do that. It's a wonderfully designed enamel pin designed by Julia Howard, who is a corny. The cornies are members of our Facebook group, The Real Pod Corner, which you can find on facebook.com/groups/Real Pod Corner. The pin that was designed by Julia in conjunction with the Spinoff is available in the Spinoff shop, which is thespinoff.co.nz/shop. In breaking toilet news, someone is flushing their clothing.
They're literally breaking a toilet.
It's breaking toilet news is what it is. So in the tiny Tasman town of Mapua, someone is flushing clothing and underwear, which you would argue comes as a subset of clothing, down the toilet. And that's been happening since the start of August. 8 pump blockages have been caused by the T-shirts, singlets and underpants. It's not the first time that this has happened in Mapua. This is a repeat offender who's getting away with it.
What is this all about? I love it. Have you ever flushed anything down the toilet you shouldn't have, Jane?
Of course I have. I was a child. I mean, this definitely harks back to... I think this is interesting, though, because as a child, I had a weird presence of mind about this. I think I've told you the story about how I didn't make it home in time once and I wet my pants and I put my undies into the toilet cistern to hide it because I thought I was going to be in trouble.
You put it in the top, yeah.
I put it in the top, in the bit where the water comes flushing down from. Mm-hmm. I don't know when it was discovered. I don't know if it was ever discovered. I don't know. I don't recall anything other than actually doing it. I think as however old I was, probably like, I don't know, 17, 18, I think I had the presence of mind. I wasn't 17 or 18. Alex didn't even flinch. She thought, yep, she would have done that at that age. Didn't even flinch. I don't know. I mean, as a 7 or 8 year old, as a 7 or 8 year old, I think I had the presence of mind not to flush it down the toilet. Like that would be a bad thing.
That's
amazing. Put it in the cistern instead.
I flushed probably about that age. Pair of knickers. Had an issue. Had a big issue.
Yeah.
Had a big issue after eating a Goody Gumdrops ice cream at Imogen O'Neill's house in Greytown. Straight through me. And just flushed knickers away. I probably need to apologise to the South Wairarapa District Council or something for that.
How long, I want to know, does it take from flush to blockage? Like, can they retrace it back and go, okay, well, this definitely, this person flushed within the last, I don't know, half an hour? Or is it like sometime in the last week someone flushed the singlet down the toilet? Yeah, what do we know about the items of clothing? Women's, men's, unisex, are they...
Singlets,
underpants. Are they all of the same size?
I think if the underpants had been lacy, or if the underpants had been G-string formation, we would know about it. Because I feel like they would put it in the story because it's like interesting, you know?
Then it becomes a kind of sexy lingerie, maybe evidence of an affair of some sort.
Exactly.
Because you've got to look for the motivation, right? You've got to look at everything. You've got to look at time of day, size of items, whether or not they're gendered specifically, and then you've got to look at why. Why would someone do this? And why would someone do this? A, because they're having an affair. B, too lazy to go to the charity shop.
Do they think it's the washing machine?
C, they confused it with the washing machine. I saw a post, someone, you remember, I think it was ages ago, Duncan talked about how there are people out there who boil their underwear in like hotel kettles and things, hotels. And I was like, that is not true. No one does that. And I saw a post on the internet that someone put up going, I completely forgot to pack underwear, but problem solved. And they showed their underwear in the kettle.
No.
And they're like proud of it.
But is boiling, is that something? I don't think that's enough. I don't think that's enough to clean a pair of undies.
Well, I mean, we don't boil them in our washing machines, but we also don't drink out of our washing machines. So, there's the trade-off. I don't. Anyway, I need to know more. This is definitely a developing story with the clothes down the loo. I need to know more. Okay, another real news. National MP Maureen Pugh says she has been struck by lightning 3 times. Is
obsessed.
she telling the truth?
I think yes.
Is that possible?
Why lie about something so weird? Because it's not like it's cool. Or is it cool? Maybe she's an alien,
Don't you die if you get struck by lightning?
I think you can. It's got to do something to you. Doesn't it make your hair go like that in a cartoon?
Yeah, like frizz up. I mean, I think that that 3 minor touches of lightning seems like the odds are there crazy. You would think at least one of them would kill you.
Maybe she's just misinterpreted lightning, Maybe it's just a simple laser or something.
Someone's been pointing one of those little rave lasers at her. She's like, I've been struck. Yes, 3rd time.
Not once, not twice.
3rd time in 2 weeks.
3 times. Oh, Maureen Pugh.
Maureen Pugh.
Fucking useless. Not my words. Simon Bridges' words.
Look, I haven't even read the article, to be fair. I've just read the little summary, and I've just gone to click on the article, and it's not gone through, but it's given me a little preview. And in the preview it says, It's the smell she won't forget, the intense cooked smell of her own flesh.
Did she actually die? Like, I don't know. I think we need to look into this more. Another unfolding story, We'll check back in.
Yeah, and we can find out too, because she's actually the auntie of a Corny. So
wow.
We've got some inside knowledge there. So we'll get straight onto that and never report on it again.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of my favourite. No, I think this is my favourite story of the week, this one. Frogs with rude names have gone on display at a UK zoo. They are the scrotum frogs. And the reason I like this so much is that when you look at pictures of them, you're just like, yep.
That's it.
Definitely scroty,
It is what it is. And my favourite thing about this article, which hopefully we can put in the corner, is the photo of two of these scrotum frogs having a very special adult frog cuddle. And the look on their faces is so funny. They're just like, I know this doesn't work for the pod, but.
Alex just did a very accurate reenactment. They're like, don't even care that you're watching and taking photos of this.
These are horny little frogs.
We're too rude as it is. Rude. We'll show you rude.
Just like the fruit that looks like a butt, Jane.
I want to know what happens. Sorry, just back to the scrotum frogs. What happens if you Google scrotum frogs? What do you get? Do you get those frogs or do you get something else altogether? Should I try it?
I'm already there. Scrotum. No, you get them.
You get those frogs.
You get
those frogs. Okay. All right. Probably because I've got my safe search on as well. Whoa, you really do get a lot of frogs.
I love their little faces. Okay.
Fruit that looks like a butt. Fill us in.
This is something from a community notice board page, Upper Hutt community page. Someone's posted this. Is it an apple? It's an apple, isn't it?
It's an apple.
Looks like a perfect rump with just the lyrics to I like big butts and I cannot lie. I think rude fruit. I mean, we love to talk about this on the podcast. It's a real shame that Duncan has probably gone to a very serious business meeting because we know how much he loves fruit of the downstairs. The fruit of the downstairs.
I actually think it's a good thing he's not here because I think that had he been here for this, it would have really thrown him into a panic for the rest of the day. Like, how was he going to get his hands on this fruit? I think it's best he doesn't know about it because we need him to run the company. And I don't think he can do that while he's thinking about the bum fruit.
I don't think he's got any room in his freezer either. There's simply too many lemons.
The middle shot of the three running down the side, Alex. I know again, not great pod content when you can't see the picture. Very much doesn't just look like a bum, but it looks like the bum of someone who is bent right over. And you're there's this a very specific angle you're seeing it from, Like, do you see that? Like, you can almost see the beginnings of where the thighs would be.
It's almost too rude. Like, I don't even know how this made it to Facebook, to be honest.
Like, if you took the colour out of that, all you would see, if it wasn't like obviously a red apple, all you would see was actual bottom.
You can do some catfishing with that apple.
You would never assume it was an apple.
If that's what you're into.
Anyway, that's the end of the real news. Let's just swing into real life.
What a bulletin that was.
That was great. I mean, honestly, subscribe to the real news. Who needs the bulletin?
Can you imagine if we got to do the bulletin in the morning? Scrotum frog and apple butt found.
It wouldn't turn up till 1 p.m, earliest. The next day. Okay, you weren't here for real life last week, so we read your notes out during the episode, but we didn't have any context. It was like a mystery. It was like a big.
I like to keep it secret because I don't want you to know what it is. So it's news to you. I like to break news live.
Right. Okay.
No, it wasn't really anything major. It was that I had kept my hair in a high ponytail for about 2 weeks, and then I decided to take it out, and in the removal of the ponytail, first of all, really sore. You know how when you tie up your hair for ages and then it's just like your follicles are screaming at you. Parted my hair, sticking straight up in the middle of my head, my first grey hair.
Yay!
Yes! And I ripped it out. And I threw it away. But only been 30 for like a week, right? It's crazy.
I have a question about your grey hair.
Yes.
was it like short and wiry and like really thick, or was it just pretty similar?
It was different. It was stuck out. It was short and wiry and thick and aggressive and proud.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, I am here. And I got Joe to take a photo of it, and then I was like, get it out. Get it out.
I actually recall when I got my first grey hair. I was on the Gold Coast, actually. And that was, I think I was younger than you. I think I was younger. I think I was still in my late 20s. Now I can tell you, I don't want to tell you this. I'm very embarrassed to tell you this, but one little soul grey hair, white hair no less, found elsewhere.
Oh my God. This is real life in New Zealand podcast.
I had no plan on telling you that.
I can't believe you just put that on the podcast.
Why does this happen on this podcast? What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us?
This is amazing. So what did you do? Just let it be.
No, it's gone. It's gone. Out of there. Not even that hanging around, thanks.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh, thank you for sharing that. Well, keep us updated,
right.
please.
I just to make you feel better.
Now that we've reached
worse.
this
I'm not sure.
new...
Does that make you feel better or worse?
This is a watershed moment. It makes
me
me feel incredible. I don't know. Makes me feel alive.
Great. I'm so happy I could do that for you.
The only other piece of news was I attempted the big wash for the first time, and I bought this new razor. I bought one of those like kind of eco, almost like old-timey ones that have an actual razor blade that you have to screw in. Sliced my legs off in a way that was like around the knee, a chunk of skin that I would best describe as a piece of ginger at St. Pierre's Sushi. And it just come right off, and then I went, ah! And it was hanging out of the razor, and my whole leg was bleeding, and I was like, I'm never trying this big wash again. I'm going back.
I can't wait to see the listen through statistics for this particular episode and see where there's a marked dropout.
Well, this is all we have to talk about, you know? We don't have anything else.
I know.
We have to just get real personal now.
My real life bits are I am sick, which is true. Sick to the point that on Sunday night I was coughing so hard and it was so bad that in the middle of the night my bubble buddy came running into the room saying, I think we need to call you an ambulance. You sound like that's not okay. Like there's some sort of major respiratory issue. And I insisted that I was fine, and I am, so I was right. But it just does give you an idea of just how nasty it was sounding in the middle of the night.
That's
Either
really
that
crazy.
or Bubble Buddy just wanted me gone. Get rid, you know.
We just got to get you. We got to get you
Get
going.
out of here. Making too much noise. I can't sleep. You know?
But it's past now. You're not coughing like majorly today.
I'm still coughing, but it's always worse at night, isn't it, when you're laying down and everything settles. Also, Alex, you weren't here for this. Last week I quit smoking, so I think that might have something to do with it as well.
Oh, my God. That's amazing,
Yes.
Jane.
Been a week
Shout out.
today.
That's huge.
It is.
So is
I
it all
smell
the
better.
stuff
I think
coming out?
everything's starting to work again. It's going,
You're
let's get rid of
purging.
all those toxins. Yeah, but I also have had headaches and stuffy nose, so it's a whole lot of stuff going on.
Does this align with the discovery of the grey hair elsewhere?
I was really hoping that would not come up again, especially not quite so quickly.
I'm going to make it real hard for our hair to cut out. Keep bringing it up.
There's some Celebrity Treasure Island strategic shit going on there in your brain, Alex Casey. You'd be amazing on that show. Speaking of which, tomorrow, straight after Celebrity Treasure Island airs, you will be able to, read Tara's excellent power rankings on site, but also listen to our real recap of Celebrity Treasure Island. Duncan will definitely be there for that, and we know this because we've already recorded it just before this podcast. So that's a guarantee.
That's a real pod guarantee. Can I launch my new game show?
Yes, please.
So I have been, people who have been listening in lockdown, scoping out celebs on my walk. I'm lucky enough to live in a very celeb-infested area, and my eyes are on stalks. Every time I leave the house, my eyes are on stalks. And I have seen an incredible array in the last 2 weeks. But because I don't want to just, talk about it, I thought it'd be better to deliver some cryptic clues in a game show that I would like to call The Masked Mountaineer. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Up the mountain, yeah. Didn't have time to make a sting. Hope that's okay. I hear you can maybe put some little, chimes. Chimes? Is that a word?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yes. Percussion.
Oh,
Some
shit.
sort of
Okay, I
percussion
thought I was
thing.
talking about chives for a second. Okay.
No, chives are also a word, but you eat them.
So what my vision here is that I'm going to give out 4 clues, and the first person listening who emails me correctly every single answer will get a corny badge. When it is safe to do so, when we have them in our hot little hands, I will send one out to you. But I'm not going to give any more clues beyond this. And Jane, if you know some of these, keep stum.
Oh, okay, so I can't play.
You can play privately and silently.
Okay, I've got my piece of paper. I'm going to write down on here, okay?
Okay. The first one. Hold on to your fennel bongs because she's the opposite of high. Who is it? Who is it? We'll get the chimes in there. Underneath the mask.
Whoa, okay, yeah.
This next one, I've actually got a little clip prepared that I've asked Te Ahe to cut. If you could play this little clip and then I will just end the clue.
Justin Bieber, you know I'ma hit him with the ether. Guns out, wiener, but I gotta keep an eye out for Selena.
Poet laureate.
What is happening?
This is it. This is cryptic. Okay, next one. This one I saw this morning. Things were getting a little busy at home, so I had to get out. Didn't think I'd see a shark, though. You're looking really puzzled.
I'm so puzzled. I really fancy myself with this stuff, and I'm overestimated my own abilities.
And the last one.
All right, Cal Pilkington.
One of the more docile playing cards. Okay. And I won't take any Q&As about that.
Oh, I know who that one is. I know who that one is.
You knew this one.
You went too far, though. You went too far. Didn't need the Q&A.
Well, I want to help people because I want to get it. I want to get one out there.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Hey, thanks for that, Alex. I love having a little game in the middle of
It's just a little game. So
podcast.
email me, Alex@thespinoff. Honestly, we'll see. If I get one email, you might get a badge.
Yeah, great. Full disclosure, the badges are a little while away from landing in the country due to shipping issues with COVID, but they will be here. And also great timing for Christmas if you want to go buy yourself one.
Great timing.
And they are a limited run, so run, don't walk. We're going to take a quick break. Going to stretch our muscles, and we'll be right back.
Kia ora koutou katoa. Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spinoff. As we find ourselves navigating a new outbreak and lockdown, everyone here at The Spinoff remains committed to bringing you quality independent journalism, which, of course, includes our coverage of COVID-19. It's not an exaggeration to say we couldn't do this work without the generous support of our members. So, if you'd like to help us keep Aotearoa informed, please visit thespinoff.co.nz/members for more details and to donate today.
Welcome back. Right, real bits. Just a couple of real bits, but extremely real bits this week. I'm going to actually start off with they're both a little bit naughty. I'm going to start off with what I feel is like the lesser of the naughties.
Okay.
A good friend, when I say good friend, I haven't met him. I don't think you have either, Lance Savali. But,
No.
But we feel we know him from Celebrity Treasure Island, and we love him.
Yes.
And everyone loves him. And this last week, he actually was invited in to present the weather on breakfast. This is just some choice cuts of what happened when he presented the weather.
Please welcome legend, dance superstar, Celebrity Treasure Island contestant, DJ Lance Savali. Morena Lance.
Honestly, I'm going to be completely transparent. Haven't even opened the script, so I'm pretty much going to butcher it.
So Lance, are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
To our weatherman, Lance.
At New Zealand, we're in for a big one. There's actually lingering wet weather this morning. Cloud cover for the rest of you bad boys. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm sorry.
He did a swear on breakfast. What What's happening on breakfast? Everyone's getting all very loose with their language.
It's not just breakfast. It is every morning TV show. Like, lockdown in Auckland has just set in, and people on live television do not give a shit anymore. Like, I watched that. I was watching that broadcast, and also in that episode, it like came out of the break and they were all just looking at their iPads reading the spin-off, reading Chris Schultz's great story about how Auckland is sold out of donuts. And then Maddie just like walks across right past the camera, like just like chest right, and sits down. It was just like, it felt like watching alt TV or something.
Oh my God, alt TV, remember when?
It's really cool.
Yeah, so that was Lance beaming in via Zoom as well. Like, very challenging to do the weather, I'm sure, on any given day, even if you're a professional, let alone via Zoom for someone who has never done the weather before, nay, read the script for that. Yeah, what a top job he did. Lovely guy, and very entertaining. And if there's one good thing to come out of COVID, it's just the absolute craziness that's happening on our live television.
History will remember. We should do a supercut. We should do a supercut.
You do that.
I'll do that.
I'll tell you what else can go in the supercar of the morning live telly, and that's the AM show. They were talking about a survey that was done, or some sort of research that was done on vegan men and their farts. And here we go. Here's some of what happened when they talked about it.
Do you know, a friend once said to me, women don't fart, women don't fart, they whisper in their panties.
So we've gone from sad to just a little bit icky now.
That is the worst thing I have ever heard.
Amanda Gillies lost the plot after that. She had to present the weather and she was just laughing her head off. But she was equally, like, revolted. And she even at one point, I think, she leaned across and she was like, I mean, can you imagine someone saying to a woman, did you just whisper in your panties?
Oh, it's so bad. I also feel like we need to like remove the stigma around like women can do trumpeting farts.
It's true. But also, even if we didn't, don't say whisper in the panties.
True.
Even if we didn't do trumpeting farts. But the fact of the matter is we can and we do. But here's this interesting statistic that came out of this research as well about vegan men's farts. Play the clip, I hear.
After examining all of the specimens, they found that men farted up to 7 times more a day. What's more, each explosion contained 50% more gas.
Just something to bear in mind if you are considering becoming vegan.
Explosion.
Yeah.
His like euphemisms for farts just makes it so much worse. Oh, it's either a whisper or an explosion. Like, I'm worried about Ryan Bridge. I'm worried about what he's doing, you know, with the...
Do you know that the fart, you can do so much to hide your farts. You can you can go so far, you can leave the room and so on. But I tell you when you can't hide your farts, sleeping. Little sleepy farts.
That's when it all comes out.
You're done. If you met a new partner and you're trying to kind of save all that farting business for as long as possible. Just hold it off. Keep the romance there for as long as possible. Sleepy farts. They're gonna get you in trouble every time.
That's why you don't sleep.
Don't sleep. Don't sleep in the same bed as people. Don't sleep ever, and you're fine.
My grandmother passed down some family wisdom that was, wherever you may be, let your wind be free. I never met my grandmother. That's basically one of the only things I know about her. But it holds up.
There's an amazing legacy to live on. It should be on her tombstone. That'd be great. Like you do your DNA testing. You go back, you find out who your grandma or your great-great-great-grandma, you know, for the little Alex Casey's of the future. And they go back and they find her gravestone and that's etched in on there.
It'll be on mine, don't worry.
Do you subscribe to that? Just let loose wherever, proud.
Oh, in lockdown. Fuck yeah.
But in terms of, you're not in the office?
Not in the office. Not in the office, but I have relaxed approach, put it that way.
Okay. Yeah, I do. It's going to be interesting to see what sort of habits we've all gotten into that we cannot kick immediately once we get back into the workplace. Is there going to be a few more farts happening that weren't intended but just like, you know, subconsciously slipped the mind? Are going to be people sort of itching in place, like scratching places that they wouldn't normally do in front of other people? Language used, websites browsed. It's going to be a hell of a time. It's an amazing time, I think, like sociologically, to look into some of these things.
It's like, who are you when you don't have to be seen? You know, like when no one's around. It's a real test.
When your mask is off.
Yeah.
Who is it underneath the mask, you could say.
Beautiful, Jane. Beautiful.
That brings us to the end of this episode of The Real Pod. Do make sure you join us tomorrow night around 8:30 when Celebrity Treasure Island episode ends and our podcast goes up. Make sure you're subscribed. That's what you need to do. Like and subscribe. Thank you, IHF, for recording. I'm really sorry about the content of this week's podcast.
Yeah.
We should just record a little sting that goes on the end, just saying we're sorry.
I usually go at the start. Yeah.
All right, like a disclaimer at the beginning, like a warning.
Just like, sorry about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you very much to Tara for doing the research for us. And I think that's everyone. Thanks, Cornies. Thanks.
Thank you, Jane.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. And looking forward for everyone in Auckland, looking very much forward to being able to get takeaways with caution tomorrow. That's it.
Bye. Yay.
Bye.
Kia ora, I'm Duncan Grieve, founder of The Spinoff. You can help us keep all of The Spinoff's award-winning journalism free for everybody by becoming a member today at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Are you curious about how business can be better? I'm Simon Pound, and I host Business is Boring, a podcast where I kōrero with some of the most interesting people in entrepreneurship, commerce, and making things happen. Tune in to Business is Boring every Tuesday, brought to you by the Spinoff Podcast Network in partnership with Spark Business Lab. The Spinoff Podcast Network.